Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we will try to understand mod 2 counter. So, mod 2 counter means this is mod 2 ring counter. So, what is mod 2 ring counter means? This is a counter used with two flip-flops and it is capable of counting two states. So, this entire counter ring counter is capable of counting two states. So, what those two states, that we will try to understand by using the state diagram. Right now, this is the structure of the ring counter which is using a D flip-flop, and the output of D naught. So, this flip-flop is provided as the input to this flip-flop, and the output of this flip-flop is provided as the input to this flip-flop, and this is what we call it as a ring counter. So, that explanation about synchronous and asynchronous counters has already been made in our previous video. There we have explained what is meant by ring counter. Hope you have watched that video already. So if you haven't watched that video, please watch that video and come back here. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. And the link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Now the important part of this is to analyze this counter. So how the behavior will be, so how the outputs will be. So if the inputs are given to this, if it is provided with some states, and if the clock is provided to this, what happens at the how the states will change, what is the next state going to be. So that we will try to understand, so that we will try to analyze. So from this diagram, what we can see is the value of D naught. So if you take the D naught as the input, so the input of this D flip-flop, D naught is equal to, so it is always equal to Q1. Whatever that is there at Q1 will be provided as the input to this D naught. And similarly, the value at D1 is, so the input D1 is same as that of Q naught. This is one of the observation that we need to observe. So now how many, with two flip-flops, how many states are possible? In the sense, with the two flip-flops, how many outputs do we have? So this is one, this flip-flop is going to have one output, one present state, and this flip-flop is going to have another present state. We are going to get the states at Q0 and Q1. So the states at Q0 and Q1 are going to be power of 2. So 2 power 2. 2 power 2 means 4 combinations are possible. So here it is Q0, Q1, and which one has to be taken as least significant bit? So Q0. So this one has to be taken as the least significant bit. So now our analysis is, if the states at Q0, Q1 are 0, 0, if the values at Q0 and Q1, that means it is the present state. So on that present state, whenever the clock is provided, how the transition is going to happen, to which state does it converting it to, it is getting converted into in the next state. So what I mean to say is, here 0, 0 is provided here. For example, if 0 is here and 0 is here, this is the present state, right? So whenever the clock is provided to this circuit, so how these states will get changed to, what is the next state going to be? So that we are trying to analyze. So in order to get the next state, it is Q1n means next state, and Q0n, this is a present state, this is a next state. With these values at Q0 and Q1 in the present state, whenever the clock is provided, this clock will be continuously provided. Whenever the clock is provided, how the inputs, what are the next state values are going to be? It's very simple. So this is provided whenever the clock is provided, this is provided as the input to this D naught, and this 0 will be here and this 0 will move here. So it is going to remain the same. It is going to be 0, 0 only. Okay. So now if the input, if the present state at Q0 and Q1 are the present state at Q0 and Q1 are 1, 0. If it is 1, 0, then how the states are going to be changed in the next state. So whenever the clock is 1, how these states will get changed. So this is provided as the clock is provided, clock is 1. So this state will be provided as the input to D0, and this 1 will convert into 0, in the sense will get changed to 0. And this 0 is provided as the input to this D1. This 1 is provided as the input to this D1, and this 0 will get converted into 1 for one clock cycle. That is very important. In the next clock cycle, what happens is this 1 will come here and this 0 will go there. Are you able to get the point? So for one clock cycle, whenever the values are 1 and 0, whenever the values at Q0 is 1 and Q1 is equal to 0, if you provide a clock cycle, what happens is this 1 is provided as the input to this, so it will become 1, and this 0 is provided as the input to this, and this will get converted, this 1 will be changed to 0. So whenever the inputs are 1, 0, so the next input at Q1 is going to be 1 and this one is going to be 0. And similarly, whenever the values are 1, 0, so whenever here, it is just what we have seen now. If you have 0 here and 1 here and the clock is provided, so this will become the input for this, and this will get converted into 0, and this one will be provided as the input to this, and this one will be 1. Okay, so it is going to be 1, 0. Whenever the inputs are 1, 1, so whenever the inputs are 1, 1, inputs in the sense whenever the present states are 1, 1, what happens? The clock is provided, this one will come here and this one will go there, so it is going to remain same as, but the positions will change, it is going to be 1, 1. Okay, so this is how these are the possible values for Q0 and Q1, and these are the values for the corresponding value of Q0 and Q1. These are the values that we are going to obtain. Now based upon this table, we are going to draw the state diagram. So how to draw the state diagram is, whenever the values of Q0 and Q1 are 0, 0, whenever the values of Q0 and Q1 are 0, 0, where the transition, to which state the transition is happening to, the next state is going to be what? That is very important to understand. Whenever the value of Q0 and Q1 is 0, 0, it is going to remain in the state, in the same state. So this is how the state diagram can be represented, has to be represented. Now whenever the state is 0, 1, see here, whenever the state is 1, 0, the value of Q0 is 1 and value of Q1 is 0, it is going to move to 1, 0 state. So it is going to move to 1, 0 state. So these are the states possible, right? These are the states possible. So whenever the state, the present states are 1, 0, it will get moved to 0, 1 state. So in the sense from there to here, whenever the state is 1, 0, whenever the state is 1, 0, so it is going to go to 0, 1. So it means whenever the Q0 value is 0 and Q1 value is 1, Q0 value is 0 and Q1 value is 1, it will move to 1, 0 state. So the counting is happening, only two number counting is happening, it is 0, 1 and 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this counting will continue. That is the reason why it is called as mod 2 ring counter. So 1, 1, whenever the state is 1, 1, so whenever the state is 1, 1, it is going to remain in the same state. So that is the state diagram representation. Okay, so this is all about mod 2 counter. In our next class, we will try to understand another kind of ring counter. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.